Here the secretion part is dominant. So probenecid blocks the secretion more, so penicillin and diuretics level are raised in the blood. The level of penicillin and diuretics are raised in the blood. Now we come to the therapeutic effect or therapeutic usage. In chronic gout, it is given in chronic gout and the dose is 250 mg twice daily and it is increased up to 1 gram twice daily. Plenty of fluid should be taken and we should go for alkalinization of the urine. Means we want to make the urine alkaline. NSAIDs or colchicine coverage is needed in earlier month of treatment. This probenecid does not have any role in relief of symptoms. It only increases the excretion of uric acid. So during earlier month of treatment, we require the help of NSAIDs or colchicine coverage for symptomatic relief. So NSAIDs or colchicine coverage is needed in earlier months of treatment. Later, when the plasma urate levels fall, these NSAIDs can be removed from treatment. In earlier months, the plasma urate level fluctuates, so we require help of NSAIDs. And during this period, frequent attack of gout may occur. Then we come to other uses of probenecid. It is used to prolong the penicillin's action by increasing their blood levels, especially in cases we require increased level of penicillin, especially in patients suffering from gonorrhea or subacute bacterial endocarditis. And for this purpose, we want to increase the blood level of penicillin. So for this purpose, we will like to give probenecid along with penicillin. Now we come to the adverse drug reactions. There may be formation of renal urate stones, which is avoided by alkalization of urine and by taking plenty of water. Then it causes GIT disturbances, allergic dermatitis. It may cause aplastic anemia and nephrotic syndrome. This is in brief all about the drug probenecid, which is impossible. Now we come to xanthine oxidase inhibitor. Xanthine oxidase inhibitor, and the drugs are allopurinol and femoxostat. Allopurinol is the first drug. It is a hypoxanthine analog. Pharmacokinetics. 80% is absorbed orally and it is not bound to plasma proteins. Metabolized largely to alloxanthine, which is long acting. Allopurinol is excreted as alloxanthine and 1/3 of it is excreted unchanged. Then the mechanism of action. Of allopurinol. It inhibits xanthine oxidase enzyme. Please. So, about mechanism of action we were talking. It inhibits xanthine oxidase enzyme which is responsible for uric acid synthesis from hypoxanthine and which gets converted to xanthine and finally to uric acid. Here this xanthine oxidase enzyme is there to help in synthesis of uric acid. Now the drug allopurinol, it acts on the xanthine oxidase enzyme and it is inhibited. Xanthine oxidase enzyme is inhibited. This alloxanthine, which is a metabolite of this allopurinol, it is also active and it also inhibits xanthine oxidase enzyme. So this shows the mechanism of action, and I just sum up. It inhibits xanthine oxidase enzyme which is responsible for uric acid synthesis from hypoxanthine and xanthine. Both allopurinol and alloxanthine are active, but alloxanthine, which is long acting, is primarily responsible for non-competitive inhibition of xanthine oxidase. This is primarily responsible. Now we come to the therapeutic usage. Therapeutic usage of allopurinol. Chronic gout, chronic tophaceous gout. In chronic gout, tophus or the plural is tophi. Tophi are developed on the joint. So, chronic gout, chronic tophaceous gout, in the second indication is in cases of urate renal stone plus nephropathy due to uric acid. And it is advantageous in overproducers of uric acid, daily uric acid. Very much advantageous in producers of uric acid. We can know it by measuring it, overproduction of uric acid. So there are few persons who overproduce, and in those इट इज यूजफुल, दिस ड्रग इज यूजफुल इन अंडर प्रोड्यूसर्स यूरिक एजेंट्स आर मोर प्रेफर्ड। जहाँ ओवर प्रोड्यूसर है, जो जहाँ पर ओवर प्रोडक्शन हो रहा है, वहाँ हम लोग जैंथीन ऑक्सीडेज एंजाइम इनहिबिटर देंगे तो ज़्यादा फायदा होगा। लेकिन जहाँ अंडर प्रोड्यूसर्स है, जो कम प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है जहाँ, वैसे केसेस में हम लोग को यूरिक एजेंट्स देना चाहिए। यूरिक मीन्स प्रोबेनिसिन। देन but this allopurinol may be used in both conditions, and in patients with severe tophi, टोफेसियस डिपॉजिट्स हो जाता है जॉइंट में, जहाँ टोफाई है, वैसे केसेस में भी, जहाँ किडनी डैमेज हो रहा है, नेफ्रोपैथी हो रहा है, वैसे केसेस में भी हम लोग इसका यूज करेंगे। देन वी कैन यूज दिस ड्रग इन केसेस ऑफ सेकेंडरी हाइपरयूरिसीमिया। सेकेंडरी कॉजेज के चलते अगर यूरिक एसिड बढ़ा हुआ है, वैसे पेशेंट्स में भी हम लोग एलोपुरिनॉल यूज कर सकते हैं। देन द अदर यूज इज टू पोटेंशिएट 6-mercaptopurine and azathioprine in cancer chemotherapy। कैंसर कीमोथेरेपी में 6-mercaptopurine और azathioprine का कॉम्बिनेशन का यूज होता है। उसको और पोटेंशिएट करने के लिए हम लोग उसमें एलोपुरिनॉल ऐड करते हैं। एंड इन केसेस ऑफ इम्यूनोसप्रेसेंट थेरेपी, इम्यूनोसप्रेसेंट थेरेपी में भी हम लोग दे सकते हैं। Then another use in Kala-Azar cases as an adjuvant to other Kala-Azar drugs. Now adverse drug reactions of allopurinol, hypersensitivity, rashes may occur, Stevens-Johnson syndrome, muscle pain may occur, fever. Then there may be GIT disturbances like nausea, vomiting, diarrhea may occur, headache, dizziness, hepatomegaly and leukopenia. Bone marrow depression may also occur. Now there are a few contraindications. Contraindications where we should not use it alone, that is like acute attack of gout. In acute attack of gout, इसको देने से कोई फायदा नहीं, अकेले देने से। You can add colchicine for relief of pain and swelling and redness, means inflammation. In children, you should avoid this one. Lactation, means in lactating mothers, pregnancy and chronic liver disease. There are a few important drug interactions which should be noted, like it inhibits 6-mercaptopurine and azathioprine degradation. It inhibits the degradation of 6-mercaptopurine and azathioprine. Then there is a complex interaction of this drug with probenecid and allopurinol. Allopurinol और probenecid का एक complex interaction है। Probenecid shortens the half-life of alloxanthine. Probenecid जो है alloxanthine के half-life को shorten कर देता है, whereas allopurinol prolongs the half-life of probenecid. विचित्र तरह का एक इंटरेक्शन है। Then it potentiates warfarin and theophylline by inhibiting their metabolism. मतलब जब वारफेरिन और या थियोफाइलिन दिया जा रहा हो, उस समय अगर हम लोग देते हैं तो सावधान रहना होगा, क्योंकि हो सकता है कि वारफेरिन का मतलब ये कम कर देता है, उसका ब्लड लेवल बढ़ जाए। इसके चलते ब्लीडिंग का प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है. देन एलोपिरिनॉल प्लस आयरन थेरेपी इंटरफेयर्स विथ mobilization of hepatic iron stores. This is in brief about allopurinol. Now we come to the other drug, xanthine oxidase inhibitor, that is febuxostat. This is a new drug and very frequently used nowadays. It is a non-purine and selective inhibitor of xanthine oxidase. It is a selective inhibitor of xanthine oxidase, and it is more effective than allopurinol. And reduction of uric acid level occurs in all cases of hyperuricemia. All kind of hyperuricemia में लोग इसका यूज कर सकते हैं. This drug is absorbed rapidly when given orally and highly bound to plasma proteins. The half-life is 5 to 8 hours. It is metabolized in liver by hepatic, and excretion is by hepatic and renal route. The use is in chronic gout or any other cases of where blood hyperuricemia, where the uric acid level is raised. Adverse drug reactions are not much. Diarrhea, headache, and hepatotoxicity may occur. So this drug is very much in vogue these days. It is convenient to give. It is given once daily. We usually give 40 milligram once daily in adults, or it may be increased to 80 milligram once daily. You should monitor the uric acid level. This is in brief all about gout, drugs for gout and its treatment. Thank you very much.